Jeff, you've changed. Hello everyone, welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about board games and board gamey things. I am back again today with another pumped up Kickstarter. And today's pumped up Kickstarter is on Inktentions from Macca Games, who very kindly sponsored today's video. You may recognize the name Macca Games because they've also did a game called License to Krill. They're really diving into the ocean theme. Yeah, you get it? Because of krill and also squids and stuff. As per usual with my preview videos, this is not an official how to play. This is going to be a general overview of how the game works to help you decide whether or not this is going to be a good fit for you. Few things to note. Number one, I'm going to have all of the links and everything that you need to know in the description below. So if it ends up sounding like a game you're interested in, check it out there. And number two, as per usual, this is a prototype. So everything that you see, even including rules, are subject to change. All right? But I say, without further ado, we should dive in, make a splash, and learn about Inktentions. Me and my little buddy, Jeff the Squid. I called you a squid, but you're an octopus. I'm so sorry. I don't know if there's like animosity between the squid and the octopus, but I hope to never find out. Welcome to the ocean depths where octopuses rule the reef and ink is the currency of cunning. In Inktentions, you and your fellow players are clever octopuses, gathering food, outsmarting rivals, and unleashing powerful octabilities. It's a fast, funny, and strategic game of hidden cards, surprise moves, and reading your opponent's intentions, your Inktentions. But what does any of that mean? I'm glad you asked. Let's take a closer look at how the game works. In Inktentions, 2 to 4 players are octopuses, or octopi. I'm going to go with octopuses because I don't actually know. 2 to 4 players are octopuses building out arms of hidden actions next to different food piles. Each turn, you'll play cards that represent hunting, hiding, punching, or even calling in sharks. Yes, sharks. I freaking love sharks. Your goal, gather the most food tiles across several rounds. Outsmart your rivals using bluffing memory and clever card timing. Use octability powers to surprise your opponents and tilt the odds in your favor. And of course, play smart, read the table, and try to anticipate what everyone else is planning, because reading your opponent's intentions is everything. I've always said that ever since I was a little kid. So let's take a look at some of the components of this game. First thing that you're going to see down here at the table, I have set up for a 4-player game. So every player is going to get 8 cards, all right? Now, my cards were upside down, so let's flip them over. These cards are going to include things like hunt. We also have hide and hunt. We have punch. We have octability. And we have sharks, okay? You're also going to have food tiles in 9 types, but you're only going to use between 4 and 5 per game. So in a 4-player game, you're going to use 5 different types of the food. This is going to be the food types that we are going to be using for the purposes of today's example. You're also going to have octability tiles, which are these tiles up here, and for that you're going to flip 1 face up per player. You're also going to have the arm caps to limit arms of cards. So you'll see, I mean, look at this, watch. Oh my God, it can't grow anymore. It's got a cap on it. And you will have the Octopus Prime card or plushie, because someone needs to lead the ink storm. I will be choosing to use the plushie because I love plushies and he's so cute. Look at him. He's so cute. So we'll go put him right here. This is like the first player token. So those are the components, and this is the setup that you can expect. We also do have reference cards, and each player will be able to take a reference card. I'm just gonna have one out in front of me. Inktentions is played over multiple rounds. 4 rounds at 2 or 4 players, 3 rounds at 3 players. Each round plays out in 2 phases, starting with the action phase. In the action phase, starting with the Octopus Prime player, you're going to take turns playing 1 card per turn until everyone has played 7 of their 8 cards. Unless someone has a regeneration, which lets them play all 8, and you'll see right here that's one of those octability tiles. You can play face down cards, so hunt, hide and hunt, and sharks, into one of the food pile arms, okay? So these are the food pile arms right here. So if I wanted to play hunt face down into the lobster, I could do so like this. Or you could play face up cards, punch or octability in front of you to use their immediate effects. So as an example, here's the punch card. Put it right out in front of me. Octopuses punch misbehaving fish. Move a played card to the end of any arm, just so you know what punch does. Each food pile builds out a line of cards called an arm. And once an arm reaches its limit, which is 4 cards in a 2-3 player game or 5 in a 4-player game, you cap it with an arm cap. And no more cards can be added or moved. You won't know exactly what's in each arm, keep in mind, because you'll remember they're going to be played kind of face down, except for what you put there, unless you've used punch or octability to manipulate them, of course, because you'll remember those are being played face up. Bluffing and memory really matter in this game, all right? Because if I played this here, they played this, well, yep, they played this here, they played this here, we're getting off the table, and let's just say they also played not that one or that one, but possibly this one here. So because we are playing a 4-player game in this example, a cap would go on if we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in the arm. Because you'll remember in a 2 or 3-player game, 4 is the cap or 5 in a 4-player game. Then we will go on to the resolution phase. Once all players are down to 1 card, it's time to resolve the arms, flipping over cards and rewarding food tiles. So here's how resolution works. We've got a nice one set up here, okay? So we'll use this as an example, but just pretend in the real game, you should know this too. In the real game, everybody will have 1 card left, okay? Remember, unless we have regeneration. So this is just for example purposes. This is not exactly what it would look like. So you're going to start at the food pile, which is right here. We're using lobsters as an example, and you will resolve cards outward, okay? So let's flip them, flip them, flip them, flip them, flip them. Let me just describe what these different cards do. Now, sharks will eat any adjacent hunt cards, yours or others. Hunt and hide and hunt cards will get to take a food tile. Okay, so surviving hunt cards. So this shark is next to a hide and hunt, but hide and hunt means that they can hide from sharks. So this is not going to get eaten. This shark wouldn't eat anything. If this shark had been placed here, however, it would eat this hunt card, but it wouldn't eat this. If it had been placed here, it would eat both of these hunt cards. All right, sharks are hungry. Yum. Yum, yum. So let's just pretend this is the example and we'll resolve it, all right? So the shark is going to eat this hunt card. It's going to say nom nom, but it is not going to eat this. So this is what we have left. In this instant, we have 1 surviving hunt and 2 hide and hunt. And they are each going to earn 1 food tile from the pile. So they would get 1, they would get 1, and they would get 1. Now, if the food pile happens to run out during the resolution, that's tough luck. Any remaining hunters there will go hungry. That's the ocean. They say there's plenty of fish in the ocean. Sometimes they run out. After resolving all piles, players will take back their cards, keep the food tiles they've earned, and pass the Octopus Prime clockwise. I will not be giving him up though, because this is just an example. Then we will refresh octability tiles, so if they've been used, we can basically flip them over. If any of the food tiles have been depleted, we can then refill with a new type of food so that there's always the right amount of piles to play with, and then we will start the next round. All right, let's talk about player cards again to make sure that we've covered everything. Now, we just went over hunt, which is basically your octopus hunting for food, and you'll remember they are vulnerable to sharks, okay? And they get played face down to a food pile. We have, just as mentioned before, the hunt and hide, which work the exact same as hunt, but they are safer because they are not vulnerable to sharks and they earn food just like a hunt card, but they themselves cannot get eaten. Sharks, kind of like we just showed as well, don't earn food, but they do eat any hunts next to them, yours or others. And remember, there's ways to mix things up here, so you could be eating your own card, which wouldn't be so great. The other ones that we haven't fully gone over are punch and octability. Let's talk about punch. Punch gets played face up and will let you move a card from any uncapped arm to another arm. Then we also have octability. Now, octability is also played face up and lets you take and use a face up octability tile immediately. Cards are reused round after round, so you always have the same 8. Each round, you'll reveal a number of octability tiles equal to the number of players. These are powerful one-time abilities that give you a strategic edge. Some will let you peek at face-down cards in a pile, maybe cap an arm early, rearrange cards, take an extra action at the end of a round, whatever it might be. You don't know. There's lots of crazy stuff in here. Once used, they will go away until the next round, so choose wisely. Let's talk about these food tiles and scoring. Each food tile type will score differently, so collecting the right combos is just as important as earning the most food. Let me give you a couple examples, starting with the shellfish, which are right here. And something you're going to notice is, the shellfish, they're all different. Crazy. Shellfish will earn 5 points for the person who has the most and 2 points for the second. So this is a bit of a set collection. The lobster as another example, and everything is written right on the food tiles themselves, but if you get 1 lobster, it's 3 points, but if you get 3 lobsters, that's 7 points. So you want to collect 3 lobsters, basically. I'll show you one more, and that's the fish, because I think the fish are pretty interesting. So the fish each score you 1 point, but if you get 3 or more, all fish scores will double because you're basically making a school of fish, which is stronger than 1 fish, okay? So they all score differently. Everything, of course, will be listed in the rulebook. At the end of the final round, you'll total your points. Whoever has the most points, of course, is going to win. But if there is a tie, whoever has the most shellfish wins. And if there's still a tie, you're going to share the victory and start plotting your rematch. Before we wrap up, I'd like to talk quickly about Mirky Intentions, which is the sneaky strategic expansion that brings even more layers of octopus mischief to the game. In this expansion, you'll get new cards, new octability powers, and new food types to mix up your strategies and keep your rivals guessing. Mirky Intentions adds a little extra depth with 2 new card types. So we have eel and ink. Okay, this is going to bring fresh tactics to your card play. There will also be 4 new octability tiles with powers that lets you manipulate arms in new ways. As an example, we have Lost Arm. Cap any pile. Can be punched. Punch that lost arm. Get it the heck out of here. You will also have 2 new food tiles that change how you score points. As an example, we have the sea slug. Isn't he cute? With these additions, you'll be able to set clever traps, protect your valuable cards, and tweak your scoring strategy to stay 1 tentacle ahead of the competition. Now, for the actual gameplay with the expansion, it's not going to change a ton of what we've already gone over, but your eel and ink cards will get added to your hand, which means you will have a hand of 10 cards instead of 8. You will include the new octability tiles and food tiles in the appropriate areas for setup. When a food pile runs out, you will refill it with 2 minnows for the next round, adding a twist of scarcity into the mix, and the minnows are these tiles right here. Minnows. We've all caught these in the pond. Now, speaking of those 2 new cards, they're going to shake things up a little bit. So let's talk about the eel. The eel is a sneaky card, and it targets adjacent hide and hunt cards, devouring them, even though a hide and hunt card was safe from sharks before. But it ignores hunts, leaving them untouched. Now, the ink card, on the other hand, is all about defense. It protects adjacent hunt cards from sharks and blocks any shark cards next to it. The other type of new creature besides the sea slug is actually the crab, which we used in our previous example. So please excuse me, I had it mixed in because I was playing with everything, which of course you can do. There's no reason not to, but this is one of the expansions. So sea slug and crab, okay? So that's Mirky Intentions in a nutshell, basically. It's just giving you more game, adding a little bit more complexity. But the question you may have right now is, who is this game for? Inktentions is perfect for players who enjoy bluffing and deduction with a strategic twist, if you like quick rounds that ramp up with layered decisions, and it's also a hit for groups who enjoy reading each other and faking people out and trying to remember what's been played and who the heck is lying about it. It's also kind of fun to just play in chaos mode. You know, just mix things up. It could be moving your card, someone else's card. Who knows? The ocean is a very unpredictable place. But that, my friends, is Inktentions. Now, if this sounds like a game that you might be interested in, like I mentioned before, please click the links in the description below, take you to the Kickstarter, read some reviews, read the rulebook, do all of that fun stuff to see whether or not this game is a good fit for you. Now, if you're interested in buying board games, this one we are going to go to Kickstarter for, but other games that are currently available, like License to Krill, which is Mecha Games' other game, you should first start by checking your friendly local gaming store, and for us, that's the Boardroom Game Cafe. If you like what you see, please subscribe. I hope to see you again soon, and now I say goodbye. Goodbye! Good curly little leggies. Curly little leggies. Oop, 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 oop. Stay right next to me, my little buddy, my filming partner. Boop, splash. And you, get back there. It's a lawless land in the ocean, because otherwise, you throw them around. Splash.